privatization of higher education. The term privatization, I would like to now put forward a very major concern. The term privatization doesn't necessarily mean only profit-making private organization. Into the broad spectrum, we have a lot more. We have individuals, we have non-governmental organization, non-profit organization, and a lot more private institutions and members who are actually into the system, not only wanting the profit that they get out of it, but to actually contribute to the country. Now, let me talk about dignity. Dignity matters the most. How dignified are you in a government institution? How dignified are the classrooms in the government institution? You are only catered enough to study and perform and excel only when you're dignified enough. And this is properly done in a private institution for sure. The infrastructure, the washrooms to be honest, and whatnot are more infrastructurally brilliant in a private institute, and this dignifies you. And with that being said, let's talk about flexibility. Let's also talk about the time it would take for a government organization to pass all the bills and get off.
Well, questioning the term dignity seems a little too harsh. So let's see on that, okay? Yeah, don't worry, just mention, fine. Let's go ahead with the 4 minutes of debate and your time starts now.
As she said, when it's about dignity, I'm here talking about research done by an NGO in the states of Delhi. I'm not talking about rural Indias of the country. I'm talking about the capital of the state where the decisions and the policies are being made. At that single point, we have a gate. When the gates of the schools are open, what you get at the first point is a smell of the stinking washroom. And the students are studying there from 9 to 4. And how dignified are those children?
Out to you, please.
I'm sorry, but I think that Alka is painting a picture of public institutions which are in the 70s or 80s perhaps. We have grown out of that state. We are not in a gutter state of public educations. We have institutes like IITs and IIM which have world-class infrastructure facilities which are competing with world-class institutes. So don't paint such a very drastic picture of our public institutes. And moreover, we are talking about quality. One measure of quality is the percentage of international students that we have in the public education institutions. And we know that Delhi University itself holds and aborts 2,000 foreign students, and this is because they have international accreditations like ICU, ACIU, GCC, ESS. So,
over to you, clear.
Talking about the annual financial report put by our Honorable Nirmala Sitharaman ma'am, a whooping crores of 1,12,899 crores has been actually set apart for secondary education and higher education, of which 3,000 to 4,000 crores are mainly just for the IITs, NITs and IIMs. Do you think those are the only dignified institutions in the country? There are other public institutions. Other 300 crores just for the Navodayas and the Kendriya Vidyalayas. Are those the only respectable institutions of the country?
Out to you.
Adding on to
Thank you.
The reason the government is doing is that we are making a transition from our primary education system to the higher education system. We want to create a knowledge economy. We have created a fundamental base for our elementary education system, and if we want a big push approach in the higher education system, we must promote our funds and channelize them towards these higher education institutions, and it is only through these processes that we can bring them to the world standards.
Out to you.
Okay. With that being said, let me just conclude one more point. IITs, NITs and IIMs, which are supposedly the flawless institutions of the country, as you said, more than international students are coming in. These institutions in the past 5 years had a suicide record of 122 students, just from IITs, NITs and IIMs, to be honest. And are these the flawless institutions of the country? Adding on to it, 60% of the dropouts from the IITs, NITs and IIMs are from the SC, ST caste. Are these caste-inclusive institutions?
Over to you, please. Thank you.
I am saying that caste restrictions are present in all the educational system, but I am saying that private institutions actually institutionalize caste discrimination, and the incidences of caste discrimination is different from institutionalization of caste discrimination. And in the sense, these death relations are mostly due to academic purposes, whereas in private institutions, this is because of their worries over the debt that they have accumulated and how they are going to repay after getting a job.
Out to you.
Okay, when you say about after repaying a job, I would like to say education. People are ready to invest on education. Financial investment on education is the financial investment for the future. If my parents are ready to pay for me and expecting a better future for me, if I am financially independent and I have made my investment clear, I don't mind spending for my future.
Please.
No, I too am not against investment in the private education. That is for the point. I am just arguing that the debt pile accumulated and the amount of NPS created is more in the private sector than in the public sector. Public sector, there is a mass, there is a people stance in which the government subsidize the education of the people. But piling up of debt is present in the private education sector.
While I partially agree to the statement, I would also like to say we are talking about institutions where with the taxpayers' hard-earned money, 2,000 to 4,000 crores of taxpayers' hard-earned money are been only invested invested into IITs and NITs. I'm talking about those institutions where 122 deaths have been occurred in the past 5 years.
Okay,
That is
stand
what I
somewhere
intend
close to
to
the
say.
would
mic
be a
so that it will
gross
be audible to
misrep-
you. Okay, please stand, stick on to the topic, please. Yes, go
It
ahead.
would be a gross misrepresentation to say that we are channelizing all our funds into IITs and IIMs. We have other national eminent institutions accredited in the country, and we have the system UGC and AICTE. UGC in implementing faculty development programs and student development programs to a whole level. We are collaborating with foreign universities, signing MOUs, and what is the extent of student and teacher development programs?
Your final point, yes.
With that being said, let me also talk about one thing. If I want to play professional badminton, what is a government university that I have? When the government actually channelizes education, just to STEM education, just to education, engineering, medicine.
Thank you so much. Your time up. Kindly come forward, both of you. And please, all right. Thank you so much for being here.